When I finally saw my cousins again at the wedding.
Oh, God. I used to have a lot of fun with those boys.
My dad wasn't apparently so much like an uncle as much as he was a bigger brother to them.
Keith is 13 years younger than me. I was probably about 20. Keith was like 7. I used to give that kid heart attacks. That poor boy. My sister would say to me, look, make sure he sits in the back. Make sure that, you're really careful with him. Yeah, I'll be fine. So we'd pull out of the driveway, pull down the road for maybe a half mile, said, get in the front seat, boy.
Oh my gosh.
He'd get in the front seat, he'd be sitting there, and I'd be talking to him about all kinds of things. And there was this one grade that was, can't remember the name, but it was a very steep grade, and it went up. It was like a roller coaster, you drop down, you hit the bottom, and then you'd go back up, so it went into a valley. And back there where we were growing up, we didn't have a whole lot of traffic like you have in today's day and age. And I had this old beater of a car. It was a Ford, 1950 something Ford. It was a green piece of junk. I had a racing stripe on it. A racing stripe on it, yeah. And the back end was low. And it wasn't because I lowered it was because it had no shocks. I paid $40 for it, I remember.
Oh man! Holy cow!
For the car. Yeah, $40 for the car. And so we got up there, and Hamilton Boulevard. That's what it was, Hamilton Boulevard. So we got up on Hamilton Boulevard. We were at the top end of it. I said, Keith, something's wrong. Something's wrong with the car. Something's wrong with the car. And put it in neutral, turned it off, and we were freewheeling down the road. Right? But it's no real worry because we didn't have power brakes.
Right.
So it didn't matter whether you had
the power was on or off.
the ignition on. He was having a heart attack, the poor little guy, having a heart attack in the car. He's looking at me, looking outside, looking all over the place. He says, we gotta stop. I says, don't worry about it. We'll be all right. I can barely hold on to the wheel. we hit the bottom and we started to go up. And I put on the brakes and I started the car and we went. And he's sitting there and I could tell that he was scared.
He probably drove my aunt crazy, half killing her kids.
I did. Then we went over to this place called Dairy Queen. I used to take him to Dairy Queen all the time and get him ice cream. So the guy that ran the Dairy Queen, I don't know what his real name was, but we used to call him Cosmo. Me and my peers used to go there all the time and just sit and hang out. And he didn't mind that we hung out because we were good kids.
Yeah.
We weren't punks. I took him out of the car and I took him over to the window, and then this was his first time that he went there. Keith started referring to me as his brother and not his uncle. And I used to have to always tell him, I says, no, I'm your uncle, I'm not your brother. I'm your uncle. Chris, who's at home, that's your brother. Because Chris has the same mom and dad as you do. I'm your uncle. I'm your mom's brother. He says, I'm so confused. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what's going on. I says, talk to your mother about it. When you get home. She'll explain it all to you. She'll clarify everything for you. Also, did either of them talk about when we would climb up the hill behind their house in San Rafael?
No, that's what you used to tell me about.
When I went to school out in Iowa, in the winter we used to do train. We used to steal cafeteria trays. And we would go to the golf course where we knew it was kind of safe, and it was very hilly, and we would ride the trays down. You get the busing tray that it was like a bucket. It was like 6-inch high walls, and you'd get yourself in there, and you'd get at the top of the hill and just whoosh, you'd fly.
Oh my God.
Fly down it. Oh, it was great. It was a lot of fun. I said, come on, guys, let's go have some fun. And my sister says, what are you going to do? I said, oh, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to go and we're going to play pinball machines. And that's all we're going to do. So no big deal. She just looks at me. She says, I grabbed the boys, threw them in the car. We took off, and we went to a shopping center down there in Centerville. I can't remember what the name of it was. But anyhow, we went there, and we're in the back. Keith says, Uncle JP, what are we doing back here? I said, we're looking for a big piece of cardboard. Big piece of cardboard. Oh, okay. So we're looking all over the place. Finally, I found a refrigerator box.
Oh man.
I said, this is perfect, guys, perfect. We went and we parked the car where we wanted to be, and we got out, and it says, okay, guys, we're going to hike up this hill. And they kind of looked at us, okay. So, there we go. We're hiking up the hill, and it's going forever and ever and ever. What's it taken us, honestly, about an hour, maybe a half, to get up to the top
Oh my
of the hill.
gosh.
Oh, it was a lot higher than we thought.
Oh my god.
But yeah, we're tired. And actually, with Chris, he was little. I had to put him on my back and carry him up half the thing. We're gonna go for a ride. You guys are gonna like this. So we put down the cardboard. I sat on the cardboard, and I said, Chris, you come sit in front of me. Keith is standing there. He said, you get behind me, Keith. You hold on to me. I'll hold on to your brother, Chris. Chris, your job is to hold on to the cardboard and keep the front up. Okay. So we got in there, and we're doing this, and finally we start to move. And we're going down this hill. I never expected, it was the weight of the three of us on that cardboard. We freaking took off like a rocket. We were flying down that hill. Like I said, it took us about 90 minutes to get up there. I think it took us about 8 minutes to get down. I mean, we just whoosh. We were like on a toboggan, and we were bouncing all over the place and everything else. And we finally got to the bottom, and the bottom was a flat stretch that went for about, 200 feet or so. They laid back, and Chris says, Uncle Johnny, I think I pooped my pants. I said, oh God, how are we going to get this past your mom,